Hey, Malcolm Wallace here. I tell you what you're about to see is what's supposed to happen when you have a great product like Prima and you take a pillow pack, 4 capsules a day, and that's the result. And what happens? You end up helping a lot of people, and it can help them financially as well. Pay attention and watch these clips. You know what? I'm going to play a short 10-second clip how life should be when you feel healthy. Then watch these clips.
I just really wanted to flood my system and get that healing because I'm also on my feet a lot, 4 or 5 days a week, sometimes 12 hours a day. So I was getting that discomfort in the back of my knees and my feet and my joints and just neck, shoulders, all of that stuff. And all of that is gone right now.
I just had a hernia surgery a few months ago, and I've still been kind of irregular as far as that went because I had part of my colon caught up in the hernia. But here lately, everything's been going great. And the only thing I can contribute it to is the Prima.
I'm going to tell you what happened with my mom, because I'd been telling her my taste came back within hours. So mom's like, well, I'm not feeling any different. I'm like, Mom, 2 days. It's only been 2 days. And so she was telling my hairdresser that she walked into the bathroom yesterday. She's got this huge mirror, and for the first time in months, she saw herself in the mirror. All she's been seeing is shadows or movement, but she hasn't seen her face in the mirror. And so she was a little happy about that.
Kind of the highlights is I went through a lot of like the digestive movement and things like that at first. And I was like, ooh, I could hear gurgling in my stomach. And I'm like, okay, things are working, right? And I'm like, they were talking out loud to me. And I'm like, in a new way.
My father, I think a lot of people heard about my 98-year-old father, but yesterday, he ran out as well. And we had 6 days without. I will never run out of product again because I saw him go back on the slippery slope. He's got some mental acuity issues. He stopped walking and talking 3 months ago. Well, my dad started eating on his own on the 3rd day, speaking on the 4th day, words, sentences the 4th and 5th day, and he's having a conversation with us, and he got up on his own, unassisted. And yesterday, he stood up, assisted, and walked on his walker, unassisted,
Wow.
for about 10, 15 steps.
That's fabulous.
I am almost in tears every day.
Like I said, because my body has been riddled with disease and unhealthiness, I guess maybe it just took doing a loading dose and so clear, just on top of everything like that. And I looked at my husband and I thought it was, let's call it noontime. I thought it was because I figured I was doing a lot of work, and I said to him, holy cow, I can't believe how good I feel. And I feel like so accomplished, like I did stuff that would normally take me all day. And I said, and it's what, noontime? I look at my watch and it was 9 a.m. I was like, what? I was like, I had the whole day and I'm going, now what am I going to do? But it was just the sleeping well, the waking up, and my mind was so clear and I was so focused. I did things that normally take me a long time as far as, normal house stuff like, doing your budget, doing those things where you can't quite focus and your mind's racing and all that. And I just like went through everything real quickly.
So we got an incredible primary product that has incredible benefits. See, Oliabo, look at the top of the screen. A whole lot more than just an extra virgin olive oil company, full of all of this great science for you. Clinical study? Are we going to go through that? Heck no. I tell you what's way better in a clinical study. Wild Bill. William Wheaton, who I've got to know, and because he's a great guy. Why do I smile? Because he makes me smile every time I talk to this guy. Now, I'm going to show you a couple clips before I introduce him. Bill, I'm going to ask you to unmute if you can.
I've got it, man.
Okay. So I'm going to show you a little clip. I'm going to tell you a bit before I show you the clip. He had so much belief that this would work for him that he filmed himself long before he got the product. He filmed himself a few weeks back. He filmed himself at his job, which he's really struggling to hang on to because it's just too hard with how he feels. He filmed himself getting up in the morning. And then he got his product a handful of days ago, and he filmed himself in the same situation. Look, I tell you what, let this show you how good our product is. 1 second. Could hardly walk, walks great. It's a great job what you did. I'm going to actually go to a second one. You see, Bill was in the body panel beating business as well. But he had trouble with it. Why didn't you? Right? Why'd you have trouble? I'm going to stop sharing because it was too hard. So I'm going to move you over. Folks, this is Wild Bill Wheaton. I'm just going to let him, you go ahead and tell him what happened to you.
Well, guys, I've been not only in the body business, I actually do spray-on bed liners. Been doing it, I don't know, 50 years. And I got all excited about this product. You know, I was thinking, what could I do? You know, I've taken other products before thinking it was going to do this or that, and it didn't. But everything I researched on the Olive Tree and everything that's online, not even with these guys, just blew me away. I actually wrote an ebook about it from everything I've found. And when I took those videos, it was about a week before I got my Prima. And I got my Prima. I think I've had it I think today's about 7 or 8 days. Well, I sure as hell didn't expect it to do what it did. Okay. That's not me making up anything. Okay. What it did was I started taking, okay, I'm not taking 1 packet a day. I'm taking 2. And why was that? Because I had a ton of inflammation in my knees, and I had a gut feeling I needed to do that. So I did it. And so every day I've been taking 2. A couple of days I forgot, but within the 3rd day, I noticed stuff. And what I mean by that is, you know, usually I'll come down the stairs in the morning. I got to hold on to the rail, and my knees are really sensitive. How I explain it to someone is, if you ever tried to walk on the concrete with your kneecaps, that's what I feel like when I walk all the time. And if you all have knee pain out there or pains at all like that, you totally understand. You sit down for a few minutes, and then inflammation just grabs a hold of that knee. And when you get up, you know, you feel like an old man. I mean, you can't move for a little bit. It takes a bit to get warmed up. But even then, I was struggling. Okay, you saw me walking. That truck was sitting there. That was about a week and a half ago. I could barely walk around that day. Well, I'm too hard-headed to stay home and put ice on. I just go and do it. You know, got to do what you got to do. And so anyways, fast forward to the 3rd day. Let's see. I started noticing something. It was just, I felt looser. I was talking about coming down the stairs. I came down the stairs, and I didn't feel no pain in my knee. And I walked freely, both legs on each step all the way down, not hobble like a duck down through there, you know? And then the 4th and 5th day is when I think it was the 6th day, I'm like, holy cats. I felt like, I don't know, everything was gone in my knees. I'm not saying it's all gone, but there was still a little bit of pain. By the end of the day, my knees still hurt, but the stiffness is not there, which is a big deal because, you know, climbing up in the back of a truck or going upstairs, you can't even bend your knee. It's pretty ridiculous. And what that's done is caused me to gain weight, which makes my knees hurt more, makes my hips hurt more. I used to race motorcycles. I've had some pretty nice spills. So I've lived a living on the edge kind of life for a long time, and that's where the name come from. And I kind of just hung on to it because I liked it. But we did the videos, or I did the videos, and I'm like, I'm going to do it from everything I did, from getting up and just walk. You can just see how much faster I walk. And it's pretty crazy because here's the deal. This time of the year in Tennessee, you know, it's cold, damp, and it's always worse. In the summertime, my knees will loosen up a little bit when it's real hot here. Well, that's what it feels like now. It's like, this is just strange. So there's been a huge shift. And when that flex comes out, guys, holy heck. Talk about, you got the pain relief, and then you got the long-term relief. It's a win-win. It's a knockout punch for sure. I cannot wait. Cannot wait. Thanks a
Bill
lot,
knows.
Malcolm.
Hey, you're welcome. Bill knows. He knew from the beginning. We had a chat. His sponsor putting me on the call with him. She cares about him. And we had a chat. And I was like, I know how you feel, because Bill knows I've had 6 knee surgeries. It's brutal. But it's not just knees, folks. Think about whatever it is. You got stiff hands. Your hands hurt. You might have a bad neck. Your back troubles you. It could just be it could be on the insides. Like Bill just mentioned, we're taking the product. We're taking it on the inside every single day. And that product is Prima.